Hey, Hardy 4th grade, Miss Grillo here. I'm so happy to see y'all back for another video about division. I'm loving doing math with Miss Grillo, so I'm so glad that you're here and ready to be a part of it and join me today. So in our last video, we talked about how we could use a picture and partial quotients to do division. And today we are going to be using a different method, the Dr. Rose method. So I'm super excited to show you guys how to do that, and I will need your help. So as I told you in my math videos last week, since I have a little bit more time and Miss Grillo absolutely loves to read, she wanted to reread the Harry Potter books. And so I went through one and I just finished 2. So now I am on book number 3. Well, book number 3 has 435 pages. All right? So 435 total pages in this book. It's crazy. It's a big book, right? 435 pages right there. So, Miss Grillo wants to challenge herself. She wants to read 435 pages, so all of this book, in 3 days. First off, do you think she can do it? Maybe. I'll try. I will keep you updated on if I can. But to do the math, I figured we could work together to figure out how many pages I would have to read per day in order to finish this book. So I'm going to go ahead and get my equation set up. So there are a total of 435 pages. So when I'm writing my equation, that is going to be my first number, 435 pages. All right? And then we are dividing that by the number of days I want to read it. So I said 3. I want to have this book finished in 3 days. So we are going to have to figure out how many pages I'm going to have to read a day. So the Dr. Rose method is a little bit different than partial products, but it does break the number up. So the first thing you are going to do is you are going to take your big number, or your total number. In this case, it is 435 to represent the number of pages we have in the 3rd Harry Potter book. I'm going to write over here to the side that this is the Dr. Rose method, just so you can remember whenever you come back to this video when you are doing your packet work or whatever it may be. All right, so we have Dr. Rose's method. So with the Dr. Rose method, you are going to draw your bar like you did before, okay, with nothing in it right now. And you're not going to have that big long line. And then you're going to take that whole number and you are going to divide it up into your box or into your house. So our first number is a 4. We're going to put that 4 down. And then we are going to draw a line to separate the hundreds place from the tens place. All right, so we have our hundreds here. Next, we are going to draw a line across that would represent our hundreds. And then we are going to put our 10 in here, which in this case is a 3. And next, we're going to draw a line to separate our tens place from our ones place. We're going to draw a line for any leftover tens we may have. And then we are going to draw our 5 to represent our ones place. All right, so we have 435 represented in our bar, in our house. And then we are going to take the number we're dividing it by, so in this case, 3 days, and we are going to put it on the side here. All right. So once you've set your model up, your Dr. Rose method, then you are going to go ahead and solve for it. So the question you are going to ask yourself is, how many times does 3 go into these numbers? So we are going to start, in this case, with our biggest number, or our biggest place value, which is this 4. So we're asking ourselves, how many times does 3 go into 4? So think about it. How many times does 3 go into 4? 1, right? Because 3 times 1 gives us 3. If we did 3 times 2, what would that give us? 6, right? And 6 is too much. It's greater than 4. So we have to stop at 3. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to subtract. 4 minus 3 gives us 1. All right, so we have 100 left over. So now you're going to take this 1 and move it to the spot you left for leftover hundreds, right here, okay? All right, and now we are going to ask ourselves, how many times does 3 go into 13? Well, if you know your 3 facts, you may know this like that, but if not, we can go ahead and count. So count with me. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Ooh, is 15 greater than 13? Yeah, so we're going to have to go back. 3, 6, 9, 12. So 3 times what gives us 12? 4. Very good. So we're going to go ahead and put this 4 right above the 13. And then we're going to go do 3 times 4, and that equals 12. All right. And now we're going to do the same step we did with the hundreds. We're going to do 13 minus 12. And what does that give us? 1. Very nice. 13 minus 12 equals 1. All right, time to move on to our final spot. What do I need to do with this 1? It's left over from the 10, so I need to bring it up and over to the spot we left for the 10s. Well, you may ask yourself, what if we had 0 there? Then you would just bring the 0 up here. That's fine. But we leave that spot in case we have numbers left over. We had 100 left, so we brought it over. We have 110 left, so we're bringing it over. So now what question are we asking ourselves? How many times does 3 go into 15? All right, so how many times does 3 go into 15? If you know your math facts, you probably already know this, but if not, let's count by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. How many times? 5. So we're going to put the 5 right above the 15. 3 times 5 gives us 15. We're going to do the same thing we did over here. 15 minus 15 equals 0. All right, so where can I find my answer? Is it right here? Is it that 0? No, it's not. Some of you may already know, but if we look up here, we have 100, 4 10s, and 5 1s to make 145. So the numbers you're putting on the top add together to make our answer. So if I want to read 435 pages in 3 days, that means I am going to have to read 145 pages per day. Whew, Miss Grillo's got a lot of reading to do. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this video. This is how we do the Dr. Rose method. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to ask them in the comments, and I will do my best in order to try to help answer that question. But for now, Ms. Grillo has got to go so she can finish this book in 3 days. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your day.